Have your actions ever been completely misunderstood? As a child, have you ever misinterpreted adult decisions or behavior? Has someone ever ruined your relationship, your future, or your career simply because they got everything wrong? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you will deeply connect with Atonement. There is a love story, but the film is not about love. It shows how one misunderstanding can change lives forever. Thank you for your votes and choice of this multiple award-winning film. I'm glad Atonement is the winner because you can connect with it far better watching it in its original language, which helps feel the characters deeper. The actors in the film are British, Irish, and Scottish. You will listen to short actors' interviews about their characters. This will help you train your listening skills for British pronunciation and accents. Today, we are going to learn words, expressions, and phrases from the film. I will explain what the characters mean and how you can use that vocabulary in your speaking. Before we start, let's see why the film is called Atonement. Atonement is the word of level C1. It's not a common word people use in their everyday speech. It means an act of trying to fix the consequences of your actions. But not just any actions, the ones that bring guilt and regret, the ones that need forgiveness. For example, when you want to speak with a priest about your sins, you seek God's forgiveness. It is called atonement. Why is the title Atonement powerful? Because the film isn't simply asking, can someone fix a terrible mistake? It asks, can someone repair damage after it's too late? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with other English learners who love watching movies and learn vocabulary. Write in the comments your thoughts and film suggestions for our lessons. This will help me make video lessons based on the movies you like. The story starts in 1935 in England. A little girl, Briony, finishes her first story.
I hear you're putting on a play.
Who told you?
Jungle drums.
Expression put on, a play, a show, an event, is level B2. Put on means to organize or perform something. So, put on a play is to organize and perform a theater production. Put on a show is to perform or present a show. Examples. The school is putting on a play next month. They are putting on a concert in the park. Our class will put on a performance for parents. Jungle drums is an informal idiom used to say that you know some information because of gossips, rumors, or information spreading very quickly through informal channels. It's level C1. Correct usage is only in informal, spoken, humorous contexts. Example, she knows everything about everyone thanks to jungle drums, meaning thanks to people talking. You can also say thanks to word of mouth.
Stupendous. It's stupendous, darling. Your first play.
Stupendous is extremely impressive, amazing, or extraordinary. It describes something that causes a wow reaction because it is so good, big, or successful. It's level C1, but this word is not really used in everyday speech. It has a dramatic effect. That's why it's more typical in reviews like films, theater, books, formal praise, and expressive dramatic speech. We can also say extraordinary, magnificent, remarkable, spectacular. In everyday speech, native speakers mostly say amazing, incredible, fantastic, brilliant. The film begins with the little Briony and her writing talent, because in the future she'll become a famous writer. Her novels will be bestsellers. One of them will be called Atonement. Why? Let's see the story.
Why don't you talk to Robbie anymore?
I do. I just move in different circles, that's all.
From this dialogue, we understand that Cecilia, the older sister, and Robbie used to be friends, but something happened. In her reply, she uses an expression, move in different circles. A circle here means a social life and connections like friends, colleagues, social class, interests, lifestyle. To move in different circles is to belong to different social groups and therefore not meet or socialize often. This expression sounds polite and slightly distant, but it can also hide deeper emotional separation. You can also say, we don't really hang out anymore. We drifted apart. We are in different social groups now.
Cecilia kept on saying that she was atrophied. She's sort of standing on the brink of something. She knows who she is, but she doesn't know what direction to go in. She's quite conflicted and doesn't realise that actually she fancies Robbie, who's she's grown up with.
Briony sees Cecilia and Robbie through the window. Their interaction seems strange and unclear to her. She misinterprets the situation and in her imagination sees Robbie as threatening Cecilia during a tense and emotionally charged moment. So what exactly happened? The film gives us the answer right away.
The old man telephoned last night. He says you're planning on being a doctor. 6 years of student life.
How else do you become a doctor?
Now we understand what made Cecilia upset. She found out he's planning on going away for 6 years to study.
You idiot.
She says, you are planning on being a doctor. So you can say, I plan to be a doctor and I plan on being a doctor. Is there any difference? A tiny one, but important one. I plan to be a doctor. This focuses on the active choice and the final result. It sounds like a direct, firm career choice. Simple translation. I have decided that my future job will be a doctor. Structure. Plan plus infinitive. Plan to visit my mom. Plan to watch a movie. I plan on being a doctor. This focuses on the process and what you experience. So you have to be prepared for it. For example, you have a long meeting, so you know your dinner will be much later than usual. It's not your decision. Say, I plan on eating late tonight. That's what you expect. That's about your circumstances. Structure. Plan on plus ing form. The rule. After prepositions, we always use ing form of the verb. One more example. Don't plan on going home early tonight. We have a meeting, meaning do not expect going home early. So now you know, if it's a decision, plan to do something. If it's expectations, plan on doing something. Cecilia doesn't want Robbie to leave. She cannot control her emotions, but she cannot tell him either. Now we know what happened. The film shows the key scenes twice. We see how Briony interprets them versus what actually happened. It shows how easily a child can misunderstand adult behavior and the terrible consequences that might follow.
She has a very creative imagination and she just absolutely loves to write stories. She sees Robbie and Cecilia by the fountain. And basically they're having an argument, but they know that they have feelings for each other. And Briony she doesn't understand that kind of stuff yet.
Robbie, the housekeeper's son, whose father did a bunk 20 years ago.
This is Cecilia's brother Leon. He tells his wealthy friend about Robbie and Cecilia. We understand his mother works as housekeeper, meaning he's from a working class. His father did a bunk 20 years ago. This is a C1 British idiom that means to leave suddenly, run away, disappear, usually without responsibility. So now we know his father abandoned the family 20 years earlier. Examples. My roommate did a bunk and never paid rent. He did a bunk before anyone noticed.
Gets a scholarship to the local grammar. The old man puts him through Cambridge.
Robbie is smart. He goes to the local grammar. It means a selective secondary school with a strong academic focus, not related to studying grammar. The old man, meaning their father, puts him through Cambridge. The expression put someone through school or university means financially support somebody's education. For example, he worked nights to put himself through college. But this expression can also mean to make someone experience something difficult. Put someone through hell. stress, difficult times. Examples. The divorce put him through a lot. The accident put the family through enormous stress.
And for 3 years, she hardly speaks to him. Wouldn't let him within a mile of her Rodine chums.
Cecilia almost never spoke to Robbie. Hardly means very rarely, almost never. Example. She hardly eats breakfast, meaning she rarely eats breakfast. So she wouldn't let him within a mile of her friends. Within a mile of someone or something is also an idiom. It means not allow someone anywhere near you.
For the first half of the film, I think he's untouchable, really. He's the perfect being, you know. He's not bitter about class system. He's not bitter about the fact that the mother of the house doesn't stand him and doesn't want him anywhere near her daughter. He's not bitter about the fact that Cecilia gives him such a hard time, even though he's in love with her. I think he understands, and he is empathy. He is open, and he is understanding. He has compassion and respect and forgiveness for everyone around him. I mean, he's an angel. He really is an angel. But then something very bad happens to him, and he becomes a very different person.
Robbie is struggling to write an apology letter to Cecilia about his behavior at the fountain because his thoughts are not about the apology at all. He ends up writing both, an intimate letter and an apology letter.
Could you run ahead and give this to C? I feel a bit of a fool handing it over myself.
He says, I feel a bit of a fool handing it over myself. He could simply say, give it to her, but he used the expression hand it over. This expression is used for documents, evidence, objects of responsibility. It also implies that the action is usually required or even forced. That's why the police officer, for example, tells you, hand over your driving license, and not just give me your driving license. So the main difference is it's more official, required, and more emotional. Another example, he handed the passport over to the office. A common mistake English learners make in the sentences like this one. They say, I feel foolish to hand it over. No infinitive. The structure is feel plus adjective plus ing. We're talking about what you feel when doing something. Examples. I feel nervous speaking in front of the class. She feels uncomfortable talking about her past. He feels proud helping his students improve. Robbie realizes his mistake. He handed over the wrong letter. Earlier that day, Briony saw Robbie and Cecilia acting strangely by the fountain. She assumed Robbie was forcing her sister to do something. When Robbie hands her the letter, her suspicion grows.
He's a sex maniac. That's right. What's Cecilia going to do? I don't know.
Right after that, her fears seem to come true. But she still doesn't understand what she sees. So what actually happened?
It was a mistake.
Briony read it.
It was never meant to be read.
No.
When Cecilia read the wrong version, she realized how much he actually loved her.
I thought if he went away to medical school, then I'd be happy, but how I could have been so ignorant about myself.
Why are you crying?
She says, I was so ignorant about myself. Ignorant is level C2. It means not having enough knowledge, understanding, or information. Example, I don't believe that you were ignorant of the fact that she is wealthy. So Cecilia is saying, I didn't understand myself at all. I was unaware of my feelings or my situation. She's crying because they wasted so much time. Her confession led to a passionate moment which Briony interpreted as a threat or danger.
Cecilia!
That night, their teenager cousin was sexually assaulted. Briony assumes it's Ruby, considering what she's seen and read.
I saw him with my own eyes.
Briony truly believes she's being a hero because she thinks she's saving her sister and her cousin.
I wouldn't necessarily believe everything Briony tells you. She's rather fanciful.
Cecilia knows Ruby cannot assault anyone. She also knows her sister lives in her imaginary world, writing her stories. That's why she says Briony is rather fanciful. It's level B2. If you describe ideas, stories, or plans as fanciful, it means they are based entirely on imagination, not on common sense. If you're talking about a person, it means someone who dreams a lot and does not think about the real world. A tip how to sound natural in English. If something you describe can upset someone or even offend someone, use the word rather. It means a little bit or quite when used before an adjective. It softens the description so it doesn't sound too harsh or direct. For example, if you say, she's stubborn, it sounds like 100% hard fact. By adding rather, you modify the adjective. It means she has a tendency to be stubborn, but not in a crazy way. It makes the description sound polite and thoughtful. No one believed Cecilia. Robbie is sent to prison and, 4 years later, joins the army during the Second World War. The war changes everyone's lives entirely. Cecilia has never forgiven her family and moved out.
Come back. Come back to me.
18-year-old Briony finally realizes who really assaulted her cousin and comes to Cecilia to apologize.
I'm very, very sorry.
Write it all down, just the truth, no rhymes, no embellishments.
This could be a great happy ending, unless... If you haven't watched the movie yet, I have to warn you, I am about to reveal the ending. Briony is an old woman now who finally finished her 21st novel called Atonement.
I had decided to tell the absolute truth. No rhymes, no embellishments.
No rhymes, no embellishments. What does she mean? No rhymes. Here it does not literally mean poetry. It means no fancy language, no artistic style, no beautifully shaped storytelling, just plain direct language. Embellishment is the word of level C1. It means extra details to make something sound better, more dramatic, or more interesting than it really is. Examples of embellishment: adding dramatic details that didn't happen, making events sound more emotional than they were, improving the story for effect. So she means I decided to tell the truth exactly as it happened, without making it poetic, dramatic, or rude in any way.
Because, in fact, I was too much of a coward to go and see my sister in June 1940.
Briony reveals a shocking truth. Cecilia and Robbie both died during the war, never meeting again, never reuniting, and never receiving a happy ending. Everything that happened after their last brief meeting before Robbie deployed was complete fiction. It was Briony's attempt to give them the life they deserved, her own path to atonement, and her way of seeking forgiveness after so much time.
So in the book, I wanted to give Robbie and Cecilia what they lost out on in life.
The twist leaves the audience emotionally devastated. Good intentions do not erase real damage. Sometimes an apology is simply not enough. Thank you for picking this film for our lesson. See you in the next video.
I love you.
I love you.